Hello, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Maggie. Today we're going to be doing a pumpkin spice with a lot of oranges, rusty oranges, and some dark browns, and then a fun little glitter topper that I thought would be a nice little addition. It has a bit of a green reflect, so that's kind of like the little pumpkin stem or the pumpkin leaves. But I of course had to pin back my hair with my cute little fall pumpkin clips. As always, we start with a nice fresh base on the eye to help keep that eyeshadow locked onto the lid for a longer time, as well as helping those shadows blend really well onto the eyelid. The palette that we're going to be using today is Huda Beauty Topaz Obsessions palette. I'm pretty sure my friend Chelsea got this for me, or I got it in a BoxyCharm. I can't remember. But we're using that really pumpkin orange color all over the lid as a nice base, and then we're going to add in some deeper fall tones to really add definition in. I love this palette. It's super fall. It's like one of those one and dones you could use, I feel like, all season, because they have a nice dark brown where you can use as a liner, 4 beautiful shimmers, and then there is 5 mattes in the palette. I've seen this palette at Marshall's, so definitely check out there because I feel like you can find a lot of Huda Beauty stuff there on a discount, which is nice. After I applied that all over the lid, I did take a setting powder and I just buffed around the edges to really diffuse that nice pumpkin orange to go in with a deeper, it's like a rusty orange. It is, again, looking like a pumpkin, but just one of the deeper pumpkins that you can buy. And I just buffed that into the crease and add some more definition. You will notice I used the same eyeshadow brush for this entire look, which shows you that you can do that, especially if they're in the same family. I have one of those, like, I don't know what they're called. They're like the little bristle things that you rub your brush in to get some of the powder off, and that really does help if you want to use the same brush for the entire look. This is from that Amazon 15 brush collection that I reviewed in my favorite brushes, and this is probably my favorite one because it looks like a little angled eyeshadow brush and it's just perfect for doing your entire look. Also did take a little bit of the warm toned dark brown, and I also threw that in the crease just to add a little bit more definition, and then anything I had underneath my eye, mainly that like mustardy orange, I threw underneath my lash line just to tie in the whole look, make it very cohesive. Obviously you could leave it here, just put some mascara and you're good to go, but I did want to add a brown eyeliner. We are taking the Red Beauty by Ariana Grande at the borderline eyeliner marker in the shade Teddy, which is a nice deep warm toned brown. I love this one because it actually looks like a brown liner. Sometimes when companies put out a brown liner, it just looks like a less harsh black, and that's not what I want. I want it to look brown. It's just a nice softer way to do an eyeliner wing, or just eyeliner in general, without looking as harsh as a black. And I love this formula. It's one of those ones that doesn't transfer onto my eyelid and get all funky or smeary. Only those claims of being transfer proof are very true. I did buy some of the Red Beauty Wicked collection, so I will be testing that out and showing you all the swatches when it arrives. We're taking the Moira Space Chameleon glitter in 04 Chameleon. Like I said, it has that like kind of orange but with like a green gold flip, and I just thought it tied really well into the eyeshadow, and I just placed it over top that eyeshadow and a little over the liner, but I did go in and go over the liner just so the liner was still very pigmented. I did take this AliExpress like single shadow. It's a Moon Dust shade from, I'm not even going to be able to pronounce that, so I'm just going to put it in the cards, but it's a good dupe for like the Urban Decay Moon Dust shadows, and I just plopped that over top too, just to add a little bit extra sparkle. I'm taking the E.l.f. Lash It Loud Volumizing Mascara, still obsessed with this. It's very good. I'm trying to be so consistent on using the same mascara every day so that things don't dry up before I don't finish them. Also, I felt like this look is very reminiscent of those like sticks that you put in like floral bouquets, like the sparkly pumpkins that you can buy, or even just the sparkly pumpkins that you can sit out for decor. I feel like that's what this eyeshadow looked like, and I feel like you're not even seeing its full potential and sparkliness in this footage because it was very mega sparkly. We added our Kiss Lash Drip eyelashes in the style You Do You, some of my favorite lashes. and I wanted to moisturize my face with a nice hydrating primer, so I used the Mild Glass Correct primer. It has a bit of a yellow tinge, so it helps correct that skin and also add a lot of brightness and hydration, which my skin has desperately needed lately. I think it's just me not drinking enough water, but my skin has been so dry, so I wanted to make sure I went in with a lot of hydrating products for my base. And I even went in with the About Face, the Perfector foundation. I hadn't used this in a while, and it's definitely a little light for me, but it's nice and hydrating, and it didn't get all creasy or weird by the end of the day. I forgot how good this was. I feel like this will work really well for me in the winter season when my skin is extra crispy. But also it'll work with like my skin tone being a little bit more in the pale Victorian dead ghost vibe. Like I said, my skin's been super dry, so we're taking the L'Oreal True Match Serum Concealer to add a lot of hydration and coverage in a non-drying way. This is really good if you have dry skin. It's nice and hydrating, but not too hydrating, if that makes sense. The amount of footage me looking over at the TV because I was watching Paranorman, I forgot how good that movie is. It's so funny, and I love stop motion. It's a perfect spooky fall movie. We're taking the Eloise Vanilla Loose Setting Powder. I got this in my BoxyCharm, and I'm obsessed. Every powder I've ever gotten from BoxyCharm is so good, and obviously it's a lot more affordable. It is just, this powder is so blurring and perfecting. I was really shook at how poreless my skin looked. I had to whip out this L'Oreal Infallible 24 Fresh Wear Bronzer in the shade 200 because I hadn't used it in a while and I was forgetful on what I felt about it. I still feel like I prefer the circle ones that they came out with, like the Lumi ones. I feel like the formula on that's a lot better and a little bit more pigmented. This one's not bad, it's just I had to build it up a lot to really get it to show up, but it is a nice cool toned kind of bronzer. It still has warmth, but it does have a nice bit of cool depth to it, so if you just wanted to use this and not contour, it would be a good option. Perfect blush for this look would be the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Luminous Powder Blush in the shade Hope, which is a nude mauve. Has a nice bit of warmth and a lovely glow to it. I'm just obsessed with these blushes. I really wish though that they would fix the formula so they weren't so fragile. The blush does have a nice glow, so you could leave it as that, but I wanted to use the Sheglam Lunar Glow Highlighter in the shade Tea Cake, which is like the nice kind of like champagne gold one. I just felt like it tied in with the eye look, and it was very stunning. These have a lot of pigment and also perfect for spooky season because it's a little UFO. The liner, we are going to use the lip liner that I talked a lot, which was the Maybelline Lifter Liner Lip Liner with hyaluronic acid in the shade Let's Bounce. It's a nice brown. I feel like you could wear this all by itself and you wouldn't have to add any other lip product. It's really a nice fall lippy, and it's also super transfer proof. I still despise the packaging. I have been getting it to work better where it doesn't like completely break. You just have to be really careful. Next, for a more neutral lip, we're going to be taking the Rem Beauty On Your Color Liquid Lipstick in the shade Wifey, which is like a neutral, like nude color. It's very beautiful. I have a whole video swatching all of these, so I will link it in the cards. I really liked that video. I love lip swatches, and I do want to do another fall favorite lip combos. I feel like that would be fun to do, and this is definitely going to be in it. So cute. But I wanted a little bit more of a punch in the color, so we're taking the Maybelline Ultimate Colors Sensational Ultimate Matte Lipstick in the shade More Rust. And it's just like a nice warm toned orangey red color, and I feel like it added a lot of nice dimension. It's like having a kind of deep lip without being too deep, if that makes sense. Really ties well into the eye look and is super fall. I was loving this eye look. I did do my eyebrows off camera. I always do that because I feel like that's a boring thing to watch. But I hope you enjoyed this video and this little fall look. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below. Bye!